What's up, y'all? It's Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, back again with our special, Decoding the Double Glock. You know, I love these Decoding the Double Glocks. You see that I've done a bunch of different ones, and I always love to just point out some things that we may have missed or just confirm for us, you know, these things that we're always looking at. And it's nice to know that the things that we love and we assume are really real. So today we're going to do one that I know a lot of fans ask for, and it seems simple for a bunch of the hardcore Bone fans, but this is something that I see all the time, and they want to know who is who on the cover of the Mo Thugs family reunion. And I think that this is a really important thing because, again, even though our hardcore fans may know, we want to make sure that not only do the non-hardcore fans that want to know, but maybe we got some brand new Bone fans. You know, Bone brings in new people all the time, or new fans rather, all the time, and we want to make sure that they all know. So we're going to jump in and we are going to do the Mo Thug family reunion cover. So just in checking out all our artwork here, the first thing I went to was the inside cover, which, as you may remember, has a really good breakdown of who each member is. And this made it really easy for us to separate all the faces in the front into 6 different groups. So just to make our task today a little bit easier, let's go ahead, let's break this into 6 different groups. Now, before I do that though, I do want to point out on the inside cover, we can see DJ Ice, former Mo Thug and Bone Thugs DJ on the inside, but he's not on the front cover. Just wanted to shout out DJ Ice. Now let's go ahead, let's break it up into that 6 groups. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and label these groups. The ones that we all know, of course, are Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Poetic Hustlers, Too True, Potion, MT5, and we're going to go ahead and make another section for miscellaneous Mo Thugs. So in this video, what we're trying to do is break down each member, not just by their group, but also by their name. If we were doing just the group, the inside cover does a great job of that, and I know a lot of these are easy ones that we know, but there are some in here that we don't know. So let's start by getting the ones that we know out of the way. Of course, we got Bone Thugs and Harmony, and we have Flesh and Bone, Wishbone, Crazy Bone, and of course, Lil Lazy Bone. Now, I always thought it was awesome to see these guys in each of the corner of the cover, and I always wondered what it would have been like if we had Busy on the cover as well, and where they might have placed them if there was 5 of them instead of 4. Imagine seeing Busy on that cover, though, and how awesome that would have been. Probably would have been something like this. Yeah, that would have been real cool. But that is our members of Bone, an easy breakdown. Let's go ahead, let's move to some other ones that we know we can do real easy. And of course, you see here we got the Poetic Hustlers, consisting of Tony Tone, Boogie Nike, and Beyond the Harmony alumni member Mo Hart. So that's a real easy one. Moving over to Too True, we got Archie Blaine, Brina, and Jazz. Now, later on, Jazz plays a really important part to the decoding of our cover, so stay tuned for that. So those were the easy ones for us to break down. But let's move on to a couple that may be a little bit harder here. So we got Potion, and it's obvious that we have 2 members here, but who are they? So I did a lot of checking online, and everyone knew them as Potion member 1 and 2. But what are the names here? So I did a little bit of research, and I was able to find former Mo Thug members Nicole Stewart and Annette Stewart of Potion, who also happen to be sisters. And Nicole told us that she was located next to Crazy Bone and his daughter, so that helped us narrow it down, but still, what's her stage name? So I also showed them a very old picture that I saw, and I remember seeing it from the Angel Fire and GeoCity days, and it shows 4 members of Potion. And Annette did confirm that they were at one point a 4-person group. But more importantly, what she did was she confirmed for us who was who, Annette being the member Boom Boom, and her sister Nicole was Remedy. So now we got Potion done, and we have that question answered. Now we're going to jump to a tougher one, MT5. What was MT5 anyway? Was it the Mo Thug 5? This one was a little bit harder, and I even ended up asking a bunch of former Mo Thugs if they knew who was who. I asked Potion, I asked Jazz, Thug Queen, Mohart, Soulja Boy, and Tony Tone, and no one knew the answer. So what I did was I jumped to the inside notes of the album, and it does let us know on the song Believe by MT5 and Lazy Bone that it was written by Marcus, Marvin, Martin, Maurice, and Marlon, who all share the last name of Thomas. So MT5 was more than likely referencing the fact that their initials were MT, and there were 5 of them in the group. And we'll also assume that they're all brothers. So that kind of gives us a little lead on what we got going on. Now, before you guys ask, you know C-Dub does his research, and I couldn't find any of these guys online. So we do have the names, but we have no idea who is who. So if you got any leads, drop them in the comments. I'd love to follow up with these guys and find out about their experience with Mo Thugs, but that at least helps us narrow down the names, but we just don't know the name to the face yet. Now, finally, we have our miscellaneous Mo Thug members. Now, most of the hardcore fans are going to know, but let's just run through these real quick so we can finish up. We got Soulja Boy, Felicia, Sin of the Graveyard Shift, Ken Dog, Powder, Scampbone, Thug Queen, and Crazy Bone's daughter, Destiny. So I always wondered who the kid was when I was younger and I saw the cover. And I assumed that it was Crazy Bone's daughter just based on the placement of Crazy and her. And of course, later on, we did learn that it was his daughter, Destiny. But I'd love to know more about why she was actually featured on the cover. Her birth must have meant a ton to the group and a bunch to Crazy Bone for her to be featured on the album. And I think it's really cool for her to be able to look back and see her face on this album cover with her dad and her uncles. And, you know, it's just a really cool moment for her. And I always wonder if she shows it off to other people. So there we have it. That's your Mo Thug family reunion front cover to Decoding. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the front cover. Oh, and before we go, round 2. Yeah, that's right. We got another round here. So during my research, I did uncover this very, very early version of the advertisement for Family Reunion. And you can see if we check it out here, we got some brand new faces. And I thought it'd be cool to break down who was who here, just because this is really rare. I bet a lot of fans haven't even seen this. I know that it was always fresh for me to look at. So looking at the cover, I quickly picked out Nico from Trey. This was real easy. You remember her from the Crossroads video and, you know, Thug Devotion, and she's got a very unique hairstyle, so she was easy to pick out. And I started asking around, you know, maybe this featured all 3 members of Trey, and then it left the other 2 girls that we see here. So maybe we had Trey, and then maybe we had the other 2 members of Potion. You remember Annette told us that there were 2 other members and they split from the group. And we know Trey had 3 members. But as I looked this over, I mean, I really didn't feel like any of these girls looked like Trey. I went back, I looked at the Crossroads video, Thug Devotion. I looked at, you know, the Trey video. So I started asking around. And if you guys remember, I said Jazz played a big part in the decoding. And Jazz was not only able to confirm for me that it was indeed Nico from Trey, but she also let me know that the other 4 females that we see here are from the group For You to Know. And they were featured on the song Pimpin' Ain't Easy by Too True and MT5. And of course, we had For You to Know in it. Now, unfortunately, Jazz nor anybody else could remember any of their names. And I also tried to do what I did for MT5 and check the credits for Pimpin' Ain't Easy, but it only listed the 2 true members along with Ed Townsend and Marvin Gaye, who made Let's Get It On that was sampled for the song. So I had to really wonder why. You know, what made them get removed? How many For You to Know songs were made that didn't make the cut? If you got any leads on For You to Know on social media, let me know. Just like MT5, I'd love to follow up with them and just have some connection with them and find out, you know, their involvement with Mo Thug. Now that we saw them on this early edition of the flyer, we can assume that they had a lot more involvement with Mo Thug than just that one song. It also made me wonder, you know, what happened to the rest of Trey? And then what happened to just Nico herself? You know, we didn't have Trey in any of the advertisements. We just had Nico. I wonder if we had a bunch of Trey songs or a bunch of Nico solo songs, or maybe her featured with, you know, Crazy Bone, things like that. You know, Trey really helped capture a lot of that original Mo Thug sound, and I always thought they were greatly missed from the reunion. We did get a lot of great female R&B, but there was something unique about Trey. You know, the Crossroads, that First of the Month remix, I always just thought they were really cool. So there is our second round breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And before we go, final round. Did you ever wonder the inspiration for the album cover itself? Well, check no further than the often sampled Earth, Wind & Fire and their album cover for the 1980 release of Faces. So we know Bone and Crazy specifically find a lot of inspiration, samples, and elements from Earth, Wind & Fire, and I thought it was really cool to see them pay homage to them with their album cover. You know, it's always cool to bring not only that audio, but that visual to the things that really inspire us. And Earth, Wind & Fire, huge inspiration of Bone, and I would say hip-hop in general. So there it is, our decoding of Family Reunion. I thank you guys for checking it out and helping me break this down and decode it. I also just want to give a quick shout out to Adrian Gonzalez, BT&H board member and Beyond the Harmony supporter, for helping me break this down and gather all the information we needed to do it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you want us to decode next. And of course, this is C-Dubs, Cecil West, Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com, and I will catch you on the next one.
Beyond the Harmony, for the fans we celebrate. Uploading new videos every Thursday, so join